Good morning, students. Moving to redox reaction. What is a redox reaction? Simultaneous oxidation and a reduction reaction is called as redox reaction. So, oxidation and reduction reactions are happening throughout us, like it is happening throughout the universe. Say, for example, the food we take contains nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So, these carbohydrates, proteins, and fats should be oxidized to provide us energy. Say for example, I'm cutting an apple or I'm peeling banana and I'm leaving it for some time. So what happens? There is a browning reaction happening due to the enzyme polyphenol oxidase. When it reacts with atmospheric oxygen, it results in browning. So when we look into the browned bananas or apple, that reduces the palatability, that decreases the attraction to eat the food. In other terms, I can say it has speed up the process of spoilage. So how to prevent oxidation in that case? We need to take a knife which is dipped in citric acid, nothing but lemon juice. Then when we cut it, it reduces because we are inhibiting the surface exposure to atmosphere. As a result, browning will be delayed in those cases. So next, if it happens in vegetables, I can prevent it. Now say for example, human beings, when we are constantly exposed to free radicals, that is radicals which are containing an unpaired electrons, so they are overactive fellows because they have an unpaired electron. They want to quench themselves, they want to satisfy their thirst, so they keep in search of other free radicals so that they will be compensating their charges. So humans, when we are constantly exposed to these type of free radicals, then our cells, our body cells try to work more and more. As a result, we are also oxidized. The cells are oxidized. As a result, aging happens. So how to prevent aging? That is an inevitable phenomena, but that can be reduced by the uses of beauty products, as we all know. Now, coming to the real topic. So in this chapter, what and all you will be learning? You will be learning what is oxidation, what is reduction, and what is redox reaction, and what are oxidizing and reducing agents, what is meant by oxidation state, okay, what is meant by oxidation state, and what is oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation state. I told you we will be reading about oxidation and reduction, but oxidation in terms of hydrogen, oxidation in terms of oxygen. So there are many ways by which I can define oxidation and reduction reaction. Then how can you use oxidation state to determine which species is oxidized and reduced, and how will you assign the oxidation state of an atom? So at the end of this chapter, we will be knowing all these aspects. Next, what is redox reaction? As I already discussed with you, redox reaction is a simultaneous oxidation and a reduction reaction. Okay, a oxidation and a reduction process occurring simultaneously is called as redox reaction. Now, see, I told you both oxidation and reduction happens. So, one species will be oxidized and other species will be reduced because both oxidation and reduction is happening. So, one species will be oxidized while the other species will be reduced. So now there are three different versions of oxidation and reduction definition. Let me show you that slide. See, this is the overall slide of the definition for oxidation and reduction in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen, in terms of electrons. Okay, so what is oxidation? Oxidation is defined as gain of oxygen. Okay, oxidation, gaining of oxygen, and there is a loss of hydrogen. When I gain oxygen, then there is no gain of hydrogen. When I gain oxygen, there should be loss of hydrogen, and there is loss of electrons. So this is the overall definition for oxidation. Now when you know the definition of oxidation, then you can write on your own the reduction definition, which is the opposite of oxidation. It is reduction. Okay, so reduction means loss of oxygen. I'm not gaining any. Oxidation is gaining oxygen, while reduction is loss of oxygen. When loss of oxygen happens, then obviously gain of hydrogen should happen. So it is gain of hydrogen, and gain of hydrogen, then gain of electrons. So this is the overall definition for oxidation and reduction. You try to remember one, okay, pakka, then the other will be easy. So what is oxidation? gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, loss of electrons. So clear. Now now I'm going to define all these oxidation and reduction in the three ways by which we have seen. What was the first way? In terms of oxygen, correct? So as the name indicates, oxidation is gain of oxygen in a species. See the example, magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide. It was Mg. When oxidation has happened, it has gained oxygen, so it became magnesium oxide. Done. Now what is reduction in terms of oxygen? It is nothing but loss of oxygen in a species. So see the example, water is having oxygen, right? Now water is reduced to hydrogen. So here what happens? There is loss of oxygen. Here there is loss of oxygen, or water is reduced to hydrogen. See, in these two aspects, what you have to notice, there is a gain or loss of oxygen, not O2 minus. Okay, oxygen as such, not any charged molecule, not O2 minus or O2 plus. So oxidation is gain or loss of nascent oxygen, not the charged oxygen. Okay. Now moving to in terms of hydrogen. Okay, we are looking into the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of hydrogen. Okay, so oxidation is gain of oxygen, so there should be loss of hydrogen. That's what. See, oxidation is loss of hydrogen in a species. Say for example, water is oxidized to O2. Hydrogen is lost here. Okay. Now reduction is gain of hydrogen in a species. Say for example, oxygen is reduced to H2O2. What is H2O2? It is hydrogen peroxide. So oxygen is reduced to H2O2. So in terms of hydrogen, oxidation and reduction means loss or gain of hydrogen, not charged hydrogen. See, it is gain or loss of H and not H plus or H minus. Okay, clear. So we have seen definition in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen. Next is in terms of electrons. So this is in terms of electrons. So there is a hint given, oil and a rig. That is, oxidation is loss of electron, reduction is gain of electron. So OIL, oxidation is loss of electron. RIG, that is reduction is gain of electron. This is an acronym which is going to help you to remember this, but already with the tableau column it's quite easy. So oxidation is loss of electron. Now let us look into the definition. I told you in the first definition for oxidation in terms of oxygen, where magnesium is oxidized to MgO, that is magnesium oxide. The same example I have brought out here, where magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide. But here I need to give my explanation in terms of electron. Okay. So here, from 12 electrons in magnesium is changed, or it is reduced to 10 electrons in Mg2+. So Mg is oxidized to MgO. So from Mg it is reduced to Mg2+, right? So from 12 electrons 2+, so it became 10 electrons. So here there is loss of electron. Now moving to reduction, where there is gain of electron in a species. There is gain of electron in a species. So here what happens? Oxygen is reduced to water. So O, from 8 electrons it has become 9 electrons in O2 minus. In O2, 2 minus. So from 8 electrons it has gained 1 electron and moved to 9 electrons. So we have seen the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of electrons. Next, what is an oxidizing and reducing agent? I am going to derive from the name. Oxidizing agent, it should oxidize, correct? It should oxidize a reactant. What is the main intention of adding an oxidizing agent to a particular reaction? The oxidizing agent should oxidize the reactant, but it itself should be reduced. That's it. So an oxidizing agent, when added to a reaction, should oxidize the reactant, but it itself should be reduced. Okay. So let me tell you, oxidizing agent is a chemical species that causes the other reactant in a redox reaction oxidized, and it is always reduced in the process. Okay. Now what is a reducing agent? Tell the opposite. So reducing agent is a chemical species in a redox reaction which is going to reduce the reactant, but it itself will be oxidized during the process. Okay, clear? So an oxidizing agent will oxidize the reactant, but itself will be reduced, and reducing agent will reduce the reactant in the redox reaction, but during the process it itself will be oxidized. Okay, now this is also a definition for oxidizing and reducing only. See, oxidizing agent is reduced when it is oxidizing something, and reducing agent is oxidized when it is reducing something. Say for example, magnesium plus oxygen giving rise to magnesium oxide. So magnesium plus oxygen giving rise to magnesium oxide. See here what happens, magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide, correct? Magnesium is oxidized from Mg, it has become MgO. So Mg is oxidized, so it is the reducing agent. Mg is oxidized, so it should be reducing agent, and thus is the reducing agent. Say for example, what happens to water? Water is reduced, O2 is reduced to O, right? So O2 is reduced, so that is the oxidizing agent. So that is the oxidizing agent. So clear? So till now we have seen oxidation, which is nothing but gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, loss of electron. Done. Then we have seen oxidizing agent should oxidize the species, should be reduced. Reducing agent should reduce the reactant, should be oxidized. For that I have told you an example of magnesium, which is oxidized to magnesium oxide. Here magnesium is oxidized, that is the reducing agent, and here oxygen O2 is reduced to O, so that this is the oxidizing agent. Now this tabular column is going to show you the list of commonly used oxidizing agent and reducing agent. See, chlorine, then chromate, then manganese oxide, then we have sulfur dioxide, that is concentrated sulfuric acid, iron, and hydrogen peroxide is commonly used as oxidizing agent. Now moving to reducing agent, we have hydrogen and all reactive metals. We have carbon monoxide, iron, thiosulfate, that is S2O3 minus. S stands thio, S, okay, thiosulfate. Then we have hydrogen peroxide, sulfate, iodide, etc. When I listed the name of commonly used oxidizing and reducing agents, you might have heard one particular name in both the tabular columns, that is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is used both as an oxidizing agent as well as a reducing agent. Okay, so when it acts as oxidizing and when it acts as reducing agent. See, when there is a presence of stronger oxidizing agent, then my hydrogen peroxide is reducing. It takes up the role of reducing role. When the reactant is strong reducing agent, when my reactant is going to act as a strong reducing agent, in that case my hydrogen peroxide will be acting as oxidizing fellow. Okay, he takes up the opposite role. When my opponent is strong oxidizing, then I should be reducing. When my opponent is strong reducing, then I should be oxidizing. So this is the two roles taken up by hydrogen peroxide, which is acting both like oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. Now this is the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation state. Okay, we have seen two ways, in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen, in terms of electrons. Now the fourth way of defining oxidation and reduction is in terms of oxidation state. Okay, now what is oxidation? It is gain in oxidation state in a species. So now add up the fourth definition as in case of oxidation, where oxidation is the gain in oxidation state. What is oxidation, children? It is a gain in oxidation state. I will be citing you an example. See here, magnesium is oxidized to MgO. We have already seen this, right? So here from 0 oxidation state, it is oxidized to +2 oxidation state, Mg to Mg2 plus. From 0 it has gained 2 plus state. Since it has gained oxidation state, I am going to call this as a definition for oxidation in terms of oxidation state. Okay, am I clear? So oxidation in terms of oxidation state is gaining oxidation state. Okay, gaining oxidation state. What is this, children? I am going to gain oxidation state. So oxidation is nothing but gain in oxidation state. Say for example Mg to MgO, where from 0 to +2 oxidation state. It has gained from 0 to +2 oxidation state. Okay, children? Yes, one second. Yes, children, we are looking the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation state. We have seen in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen, in terms of electrons. Now this is the fourth definition of oxidation and reduction based on the oxidation state. So what is oxidation in terms of oxidation state? So in terms of oxidation state, oxidation is the gain in oxidation state in a species. Okay, so a species should gain an oxidation state. That is the definition for oxidation. So which example is cited here? Mg oxidized to MgO is an example which is cited here, where magnesium from 0 oxidation state, it is converted to +2 oxidation state. It has gained some oxidation state. From 0 it has gained +2 oxidation state. So this is the definition of oxidation in terms of oxidation state. Now what about a reduction? Reduction is nothing but, reduction in terms of oxidation state is gain of electrons in a species. Okay, it is nothing but gain of electron in a species. Say for example, oxygen is reduced to hydrogen peroxide. That is, O2 is reduced to H2O2. Here, the oxidation state is reduced from 0 to -1. Here it is reduced from 0 to -1. So you can derive the definition of reduction in terms of oxidation state. So what is reduction? Reduction is nothing but reduction in oxidation state in a species. Say for example, from 0 oxidation state in O2, it is reduced to -1. Okay. So the oxidation state should be designated as the charge should be there, followed by the numerical. Say for example, +1 or +2 or -1 to -2. It should be written like that. It should not be written as power of the numericals, x square, y square. It should not be written in the form of numericals. Now, this is the common oxidation state of some elements. Okay, they have given some elements. Their oxidation state will be the same wherever they are. I have given even the exceptional cases. See the first case. See element like iron, O2, S2. Here the oxidation state will be 0. Okay, so oxygen or iron or sulfur, I am talking about element O2, S2 like that. So their oxidation state should always be 0. Done. Then, but if at all your oxygen is present in any compound, I was talking about oxygen as an element. Okay. Now when oxygen is present in any compound, like see in case of sodium peroxide or hydrogen peroxide, then it becomes -2. It should be -2 except in case of peroxides like hydrogen peroxide and sodium peroxide. Then the oxidation state will be -1. Okay. So I'll repeat this. Oxidation state of oxygen should be -2. There are two exceptional cases. One is sodium peroxide and hydrogen peroxide, where its oxidation state should be -1. You have to remember this tabular column. Then in case of F2O, the oxidation state of oxygen will be +2. So generally it is -1. In case of peroxide, it is generally it is -2. In case of peroxide, it is -1. In case of F2O, it is +2. So I told you what is the general case of oxygen. It should always be -2. If it is peroxide, it should be -1. If it is F2O, it should be +2. Clear? Then moving to the third category, fluorine, it should be +1. Okay, it should be +1. Fluorine is more electronegative. Almost all our halogens like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, whenever you write the compound, you will be putting one minus charge at the power, right? So these are electronegative, so it should be -1. Okay. So it should be -1. Fluorine should be -1. Then hydrogen. Hydrogen should be +1. As you all know, in case of all the compounds, it should be +1. But let us see the exceptional cases. So hydrogen should be +1 in all cases except metal hydride. Say for example sodium hydride, NaH. Except in case of sodium hydride, the hydrogen atom will be possessing the oxidation state as -1. Generally my hydrogen should be +1, but in case of sodium hydride it should be -1. It is +1 generally, but in case of metal hydride, especially with sodium hydride, it should be -1, because metals have a more tendency to lose their electrons. Then chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all should have negative oxidation state when they are bounded to less electronegative element. See, in case of sodium chloride alone, your chlorine will be possessing -1. Okay. Now in case of more electronegative element like ClO, here the chlorine will be possessing +1. Okay. It will be possessing, in case of ClO, it is +1. In case of ClO3, ClO5, it will be possessing +5 oxidation state. I'll just give you a sum up of this. See children, any element in case of diatomic molecule like O2, S2, the oxidation state is 0. Okay, done. Oxygen should always possess -2. Am I correct? It should always possess -2. But if it is in case of peroxide, that is sodium peroxide and hydrogen peroxide and sodium peroxide, it should be -1. Okay, it should be -1. And in case of F2O, it should be +2. In case of F2O, it should be +2. So two things clear. In case of diatomic element, it is 0. Oxygen should always be -2. In case of peroxide, it is -1. In case of F2O, it is +2. Done. Now third case is fluorine should be -1. And hydrogen should always be +1, except in case of metal hydride, that is sodium hydride, it is possessing -1. It is possessing -1. Then chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all will be having a negative oxidation state when they are bound to less electronegative element. Say for example in sodium chloride, the chlorine's oxidation state will be -1, Cl-, I-, Br-, like that. But they will take positive oxidation state when they are bound to more electronegative element. I am giving you examples, two examples. For example, if it is ClO, here the chlorine will be possessing plus oxidation state. If it is ClO3, my chlorine will be taking +5 oxidation state. Okay. Now, I am going to do this fourth problem. I will be explaining here. See, I need to determine the oxidation state of hydrogen in water, nitrogen in ammonium, sulfur in thiosulfate, and chromium in chromate. Okay. So, we need to determine the oxidation state of these three. Done. So, what is the first step? I have to take that sum of overall charges of the molecule or ion or atom as 0. First I have to calculate the sum and I have to write a 0. The sum of the charges carried by overall charge of the molecule or ion or atom should be 0. What is the question? I need to determine the oxidation state of hydrogen in water molecule. Am I correct? Okay. So now the oxidation state of hydrogen, I don't know, I have to calculate that. So I am keeping that as X. So oxidation state of hydrogen is X. Now supply it in H2O, 2 into X, 2X, plus what is the oxidation state of O? It is -2. So 2X plus what is oxidation state of O? It is -2. What did I tell you the first line? The sum of all the overall charges is 0. So 2x plus into minus minus. 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 1. Clear children? So I have to determine the oxidation state of hydrogen in water. So I don't know, I have to keep that as x. And what is the oxidation state of O? It is -2. Supply it in the formula. But what is the precondition required for doing this, to solve this problem? The overall charges should be taken as 0. because there is no charge here. Like if there is any H2 overall charge -2 something like that, then I have to take. Since nothing is there, it's taken as 0. So this problem is clear. Now moving to the second one, determine the oxidation state of nitrogen in ammonium. I don't know nitrogen, right? So what I should take? I should take it as X. How many molecules of nitrogen is there? So 1. So X plus, what is the oxidation state of hydrogen? It is +1. 4 into +1, 4. So X plus 4 is equal to, I could not put 0 here as the definition, sum of all charges, all oxidation state of all atom is equal to overall charge of molecule or ion or atom. If nothing is there, simply NH4 is there, I can write as 0 because nothing is there. But here NH4 plus is there, which means there is +1 charge. So here the formula is sum of all oxidation state of all atom is equal to overall charge of molecule or ion or atom. So what should I write? N, I don't know. So N should be taken as X plus 4 into +1, because hydrogen's oxidation state is +1. 4 into +1 is +4. So X plus 4 is equal to, what is the overall charge? +1. So it is +1. When I solve, I will be getting X is equal to -3. Oxidation state of nitrogen is -3. So 2 problems clear. Moving to the third problem, determination of oxidation state of sulfur in thiosulfate. Here also the same, because there is a charge here. S2O3 2 minus is there. So what is the formula? Sum of all oxidation state of all atom is equal to overall charge of molecule or ion or atom. Now S I don't know, right? So X should be taken as X. How many S is there? 2 S is there. So 2 into X plus, how many oxygen is there? 3. And what is the oxidation state of oxidation state of oxygen? It is -2. 3 into -2 is equal to 2 minus, which is present as a power. The entire molecule is having the overall charges -2. Am I clear? S I don't know, so S should be taken as X. 2 S is there, so 2 into X, 2X plus 3 molecule of oxygen is there, so 3. What is the oxidation state of oxygen? It is -2, so 3 into -2 is equal to 2 minus, that is -2. When I calculate, I am getting X as +2. Now the fourth problem is calculate the oxidation state of chromium in chromate. Okay, so take Cr as X, I don't know it. How many molecules of Cr is there? 2, so 2 into X, 2X plus, how many oxygen is there? 7. What is the oxidation state of oxygen? -2. So 7 into -2 is equal to, what is the overall charge? It is -2. So 2x minus 14 is equal to -2. When I calculate, X is equal to +6. So this is how we have to determine the oxidation state of different elements present in a compound. So this is an example. See children, in many of the slides I have put only page 2 because they all are concentrating only the particular topic. I have subdivided the topic as oxidation reduction in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen, in terms of electron, in terms of oxidation state, then water oxidizing and reducing agent, and how to determine the oxidation state. And this tabular column, I'll just tell you how oxidation state is changed. See, the reaction is MnO4 minus plus 5 iron 2 plus 8 H plus gives Mn2 plus 5 Fe2 plus is changed to Fe3 plus hydrogen is reduced to water. This is a redox reaction where simultaneous oxidation and a reduction is happening. Now let me tell you, what is the oxidation state of Mn? I don't know, so I am taking it as Mn is equal to X. Okay. So supply it here, MnO4 minus. Okay, so overall charge is -1. So I have written as -1. Mn I don't know, so I have taken as X. How many molecules of oxygen is there? 4 is there. What is the oxidation state? -2. 4 into -2 is -8. So X minus 8 is equal to -1, the overall charge. From this I have calculated X as +7. So here Mn, your manganese oxide is reduced from +7 oxidation state to +2 oxidation state. It is reduced from +7 to +2. Done. Now what happens to iron, children? Iron Fe2 plus state, it is oxidized to Fe3 plus state. It has increased, okay? Fe2 plus has moved to Fe3 plus. So I can tell you from this reaction, manganese, correct, right? Yeah, manganese from plus 7, it is reduced from plus 7 to plus 2. Am I correct? From plus 7, MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus. From plus 7 to plus 2 it has reduced. Now, iron is oxidized from plus 2 to plus 3 oxidation state. So, this is how you need to determine which species is oxidized and which species is reduced. Okay, children. So, next reaction we will be seeing in the next session. Thank you, children.